Hello, my name's Bob. Got Jason here, and then my doggy too, and we're going to be watching Jason play the piano. Here we go.
Player in the world.
So the piano playing muscles involved here is the flexor digitorum profundus, extensor digitorum, lumbricals and intercosti, flexor and extensor carpi radialis, bicep brachii, deltoid, trapezius, corrector spinae, quadriceps, and gastrocnemius. Now I'm going to break down this 5-second clip of him playing the piano and the movements involved. As you can see, Buddy's basically playing at the speed of light, so I'm going to slow the clip down a bit and then describe it. So starting off, we have the pinky finger, which is being used as the flexor digitorum minimus brevis, and then we have the thumb as the flexor pollicis longus, and then the middle finger as the flexor digitorum profundus, and I'm displaying it in a crappy way right here, but here's my hands.
For pre-piano stretches, the first exercise is going to be wrist circles. So you're going to want to extend your arms out, and then you're going to rotate your wrists in one direction and then back the other direction. The next exercise is going to be forearm flexor stretch, and you're going to want to stick your arm out, and then you're going to want to have your wrist extended, and you're going to pull the fingers back towards the body. This is going to stretch muscles like the flexor carpi radialis and flexor carpi ulnaris and the palmaris longus. The next one's going to be the forearm extensor stretch. You're going to want to extend your arm out and then flex your wrist, and then you're going to want to pull the fingers down towards the body. This is going to stretch muscles like the extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis, as well as the extensor carpi ulnaris. The next exercise is going to stretch the pec minor, pec major, and it's called a doorway stretch, or you could go against the wall and lean your body weight and stretch those muscles. The next exercise or stretching is going to be arm circles. So you're going to want to just rotate your arms like in a circular motion, and this is going to stretch the deltoids, the rotator cuff muscles, and the chest muscles. The next exercise is called the prayer stretch. You're going to want to push your palms together and push down until you can feel a stretch in the forearm. And this is going to stretch the forearm flexor muscles.
What is it doing?
The next exercise is going to be reverse prayer stretch. And you're going to want to instead put your fingers facing the floor and push your palms and then push up and feel the extensor muscles being stretched. The next exercise is going to stretch the thumb. So you're going to want to stick your hand out and thumbs up and pull the thumb back. And this is going to stretch the abductor pollicis longus and the extensor pollicis brevis muscle. The last stretch for the post-piano exercises is going to be finger extensor stretch. You're going to want to put your palm face down on the table and extend each of your fingers. This is going to stretch the extensor digitorum muscle, which is going to be the four fingers. Ow. And then the extensor indicis, or the index finger. And then the last one's going to be the extensor digiti minimi, which is going to be the pinky muscle.
Yes, the video is in vertical instead of in landscape. I don't know why that is. It might be my fault because I recorded it in vertical. Whoops.
The first strengthening exercise we have is for wrist flexion. You're going to have an exerciser in your hand, squeeze it as tight as you can, hold it for 1 to 2 seconds before slowly releasing until you get a spring reset. You're going to do this for 3 sets of 15. Here's how it's done. The muscles used for this are flexor carpi radialis, flexor carpi ulnaris, and flexor digitorum muscles.
Wow!
The next strengthening exercise we have is for wrist extension. You're going to start with the exerciser in your palm facing down, squeeze it before you start extending your wrist. You're going to hold this for 1 to 2 seconds before you slowly flex your wrist back down to a neutral position and release the spring until it's fully reset. You're going to do this for 3 sets of 15. The next exercise we have is for wrist extension. You're going to start with the exerciser in your hand, palm facing down. You're going to squeeze it before you slowly extend your wrist, and then flex it into a neutral position before you release the exerciser to reset the spring. You're going to do this for 3 sets of 15, and this works for the extensor carpi radialis and ulnaris and the extensor digitorum. This next exercise is for radial and ulnar deviation. You're going to start with the exerciser or another weighted object in your hand. You're going to hold it vertically before you rotate inward, reset, and rotate outward. You're going to do this for 2 sets of 3 for about 12 reps each side. And this works the muscles of the brachioradialis, the extensor carpi ulnaris, and the flexor carpi radialis. To improve your grip endurance, you're gonna take the exerciser and just gonna squeeze it and hold the contraction for about 5 seconds. And then you're gonna slowly release and repeat this for 3 sets of 10 repetitions. This is gonna work your flexor digitorum profundus and superficialis. If you want another option to work your extensors, your finger extensors, you can just use a rubber band and then extend all your fingers against resistance for 3 sets of 20 repetitions. Pianists need good finger control, so a good exercise for that is the finger control drill. You're gonna place your hand flat on the table and then lift one finger at a time, keeping the others still. Performing 2 sets of 10 repetitions per finger, and this is gonna work the intrinsic hand muscles and the interossei.